I'll pay you each time we say it. Hey, you're right. It's not Pack Cool Guy. It's PackGeek. Hey guys, Jeff with PackGeek here. I'm here with my buddy, Mike Moynihan from Baseball Collector.
Hi.
If you haven't checked out Mike's YouTube channel, make sure to check it out. Baseball Collector, what's the favorite episode you've ever done? That's probably impossible to answer.
Oh my gosh, favorite episode. Actually, I can answer that pretty quickly. I did a series of episodes with my dad building a custom storage case for PSA slabs. Those are my favorite because it's a great memory.
That's so cool. I've seen this case that you guys built, and it's uber impressive and probably weighs a metric ton.
It might weigh a metric ton.
It is.
Yes.
How many cards does that hold?
5,000 or so.
Do we call this the monster?
The beast.
The beast, that's right. That's
the
right.
Beast.
I knew it had a name. By the way, this episode is going to be extra special because we're going to get to see some of Mike's cards.
Oh.
So I had you on because I wanted to talk about grading and the current state of grading, and in particular, let me tease this. We're also going to be opening some cards later. Back to grading. The current state of grading with high-end cards and some of the stuff we've been hearing about with altered cards showing up in auctions, and I mean, talk to us a little bit about like the current state of grading.
So definitely some controversy happening in the hobby, and it's been going on now for, card altering has been going on since cardboard existed, yeah. And whenever there was money in anything, there's going to be potential shadiness happening. And so what's been brought to the spotlight over the last year and a half or so is some of the major auction houses, and people are all kind of shown to be in cahoots or potentially in cahoots together. Do you ever use in cahoots in a sentence?
Of course,
okay,
yeah.
Just making sure that's common vernacular. But there's some stuff going on with cards that have been shown by this amazing group of guys on blowout cards that are BODA is their
BODA,
name. Blowout Detective Agency. Blowout
Detective Agency. Yeah, shout out to the blowout boards, man. There's a ton of good information there.
Yeah, and they're doing a lot of work showing a card, before and after. And it's a grade of an X, and it's a grade of an X plus whatever.
Right, which could
altering.
make, thousands of dollars in difference in the price that it's gonna realize.
Tremendous difference. And so, as a graded card collector, you worry, you go, I wonder how many of my cards have been altered. And look, if you buy an altered card knowing it's altered, if it's been designated altered, that's one thing.
Right.
You're buying, okay, that's been altered, and I am aware of that, but it's the not knowing, I'd rather know than not know. And look, if you own a lot of graded cards in your collection, some amount, you're likely gonna have a card that's been trimmed or doctored. But let me say this, I think it's this important point. We're still only talking about a fraction of the cards that are out there that have probably been screwed with somehow. And most of them have not. Most of them are clean and they're fine. But the what if part of it is scary.
I want to get back to you real quick. BODA is an interesting entity in itself. Are they anonymous guys who are doing this? So we don't know who the guys are, but they're just members of the Blowout Forum who are doing all this detective work. And if you go to the Blowout Cards forums, and this is not a paid sponsorship, I do believe in what they're doing over there, and they've got a lot of great information. But they've actually been listing all the cards that are doctored, so you can tell if they're serial numbered or if it's in a slab, it's got a serial number on it. They've been outing a bunch of cards that have been hitting major auctions. And they're
big boy cards, right?
They are. They're massive.
They're high dollar, high grade vintage cards.
And not all vintage. There's even some newer, like a lot of big LeBron James cards have been touched up. There was some Tom Brady rookies, I think, were worked on. But it's kind of scary. So let me ask you this. What is something that people need to look for in particular? Like, is there anything we can do in advance to try to avoid picking up a card that has been doctored, or like what does a collector like myself do?
Number one, you can go to PSA's website and put in pretty much any certification number, and it'll kind of give you some of the history of that card.
Okay.
As well as VCP, which stands for Vintage Card Prices. That's a paid service, but if you have that, it'll also try to give you some of the history of that card if you can find it. So there's just different avenues to try to find who's owned this card, whose hands has it gone through, and if it's somebody that's been outed, you need to be aware of that. And so you got to know both those parts of the equation, right? Who are the suspected trimmers?
Right.
Who are the suspected players in that, area? And is my card a part of it?
Right. And you can tell they've even tracked like these kind of parties of interest, these people that have been associated with, doctoring of cards. They've tracked some of their grading submissions. So once you figure out a card that they have submitted that has got this grade, they can go back and using that serial number, they can track back the other cards that were likely in that submission and figure out like maybe some of these were also altered as well. So they've flagged some of those. I'm curious because I don't even know the answer to this, but if I submit a card to PSA or BGS and it will say it gets an 8 and I think it's better, I submit it again for a review and it bumps up to an 8.5. Does it keep the same serial number?
No, that would change
it's a new serial number.
numbers.
Okay. So how does the serial number, how do they track the history of a card based on a serial number?
That's a great question, especially if it's bumped like that.
Right.
Right? That old serial number essentially doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, okay.
They need to do a better job, I think, of removing that serial number from their database completely.
For sure.
Or put a note if you wanted to look up that old serial number, because somebody else might try to use that serial number.
That's true.
Right?
That's a good point.
And make a fix. I'm telling you, this stuff is, there's money.
There's
right?
a lot of money in it.
If they would at least designate, yep, we used to have this card as an 8, we reevaluated it and gave it an 8.5, so this serial number is now dead, essentially. But at least acknowledging that it did exist and it's no longer there. How do you feel about doctored cards overall? Like I know you don't do a ton of vintage slabs and stuff, but
I mean, how do I feel? Like, am I for or against card doctoring?
Yeah, just
well, definitely against. But,
sure, but
I think there are like, what do I consider parameters for what's considered doctoring? Well, I personally, like before I submit like prisms or anything, I take like a microfiber cloth and clean the front of it. I don't think anybody could consider cleaning my own fingerprints off of the front of a card as card doctoring, would they?
Some people, the staunch absolute guys would say yes, it is.
Well, I don't consider, personally I wouldn't consider that card.
I don't either, but yes.
I mean, I've like also pulling from old wax packs, you will a lot of times get wax on the front of a card. You can clean that off with like old socks, or people use pantyhose to clean that off. I definitely do that. I don't think that should be considered card doctoring. But I think once you get to like rebuilding corners on cards and
coloring in.
Definitely recoloring any cards. I've heard people can fill scratches. I don't know if there's like a wax you put in to fill scratches, or
on a chrome card or a prism card.
I would think that's probably right there crossing the line into what you shouldn't do. But I would do the basics. Like when somebody says they prep their submission for grading, I would consider that to mean I'm gonna wipe my own fingerprints off the shiny surface and call it a day. Like there's not a whole lot more I even have the know-how to do. But what about you? Where do you draw the line?
Anything trimming, obviously, if you
course.
change the physical nature of the card, to me that's doctoring, and that can mean a lot of things. Coloring in, smushing a corner, rebuilding a corner, trimming.
What do you think of? So, what about like card sheets, like a set sheet, and you've got to trim them out there in order for it to be a single card.
Right.
Where do we draw the line with that's doctoring the card, or is that's exactly what would happen at the factory, right?
It should be cut out anyway.
But the sheet cut cards, a lot of people don't like them because they are not factory cut.
Correct. Right. But that would be also disclosed on the flip, right? That would be on the slab, hand cut.
Hand cut? Oh yeah,
sheet,
I guess it.
Uncut
well, sometimes.
from a sheet. Sometimes. What about like an old post serial card?
Yeah.
that was cut
like the back
crazy by
on the
back of a cereal box or something.
Yeah.
And they got cut out by a kid in 1963. Why can't I take that card and make the edges look better?
I think that is an exception. I think
that would be okay.
If it comes in a packaging that you literally with dotted lines,
yes,
where you're intended to cut it out if you want it just as a card. Some people get so crazy that they only keep it as like an intact box.
Right.
But like if you want it in a card, you want to be able to get it graded. I think as long as they're putting the hand cut designation, which I think they always do on those, I think that is an area that you could justify cutting it. I mean, I wouldn't even consider that trimming if it's intended to be cut. But you're right, it's a lot of gray area.
There's so much gray area, and everybody's got to make their own decision for their collection of what they want. It's the not knowing part that's the scary part. If I knew it was altered, fine. If I was, misled and it's altered, that's a different story.
Well, so I'm shocked that some of these cards are getting holdered by the third-party graders. Like, if they're good enough to pass people that do this professionally day in and day out, like, is it just like for trimming, for example, are they just taking such a small piece of the card that it still measures up close to what it should measure? Because I know, like, I've had so many cards come back from like PSA with minimum size requirement. These are cards I pulled out of packs, so right. They weren't trimmed. They may have been cut short from the factory, but knowing that they do measure those cards, how are these getting in slabs?
Topps gives a threshold for what size a card should be, plus or minus some fractional amount, to give some variance on the actual printing process and cutting process at the factory. So if it's beyond that, then, and if they shave off just enough just to stay within that tolerance, the thing is, they don't publicly disclose what those tolerances are. So
that's a good point.
We don't really know.
Right. But those go to the grading companies, so they have some guidelines to work with?
Correct. I would think they have those. So, God, it sucks. I don't know.
Well, on a high note, Mike brought some amazing high-end cards that we can look at that are all graded. So let's see some of these. I gotta get my hands on this briefcase. I love that you brought in the Flawless briefcase, which, if you're a PackGeek viewer, you know how much we love the Flawless product.
So what do you want to look at?
Well, yeah, let's.
Here, they're my cards, so I can look at them whenever I want.
Okay, so we got a 54 Ted Williams here. These are, you aren't messing around here.
Yeah, but I think, and this goes to the grading thing, none of these are really high grade, right?
Okay.
Are you gonna trim to get to a 2.5, or a 3?
These are definitely collector's grades, which is great. I mean, these are like, the eye appeal on these are beautiful. But so that is something that's fairly common, is you can buy like a collector's grade card and then turn it into like an 8 or 9, something wild with a little trimming. I don't understand like how little is being trimmed off, I guess, to make these sharp corners and sharp edges.
Sometimes it doesn't take much.
Yeah, maybe.
And they're doing it with laser cutters, and they're doing it with
really
high
definitely
tech.
not somebody using a pair of garden shears or the PackGeek scissors.
The PackGeek scissors. Have you heard of this guy?
Yeah, he sounds familiar.
We got lots of stuff here.
Man, the Clemente rookie is just. So you acquired this at the National last year, right?
I did. That one at the National, this one at the National last year. The Mays rookie.
Oh my gosh. Willie Mays rookie. These are amazing. Like I said, Mike has a wildly good collection.
Hank Aaron rookie.
So do you think, if I'm just somebody who wants to go out and buy a Hank Aaron rookie for my collection, I'm not looking for some wildly high graded card, do you think the safer move is to buy a little bit lower grade card with great eye appeal?
Yes.
And just not have to concern myself with whether it's been altered or not?
Yeah, that's my opinion.
Okay.
But who doesn't like high grade examples? But most people can't play in that swimming pool anyway,
right,
from a cost standpoint. So I think you can find a really nice 3 or 4, some mid to low grade, beautiful baseball card, and it won't break the bank for you.
Right. Well, and these still have, every collector wants a Hank Aaron rookie or a Clemente rookie in their collection. So, in my opinion, with cards like that, no matter the grade, like you look, if it looks nice, has nice eye appeal, you're gonna have people that want that card if you're trying to move it, that is. But I know you, and these cards don't move from your collection, so the Mantle rookie is just. Ooh. This is certainly the first time I've had a Mantle rookie on PackGeek, but that is just beautiful. So, what do you think about the people who still consider the 52 Topps to be the rookie card?
They're wrong. I don't know. It's not.
Well, it's so weird that it was considered the rookie for so long, but everybody knew he had a 51 Bowman card.
Yeah, it's weird, but
is
it's
it
not.
Just because it is the first?
First Topps card.
But were Bowman in packs?
They were.
They were in gun pack. Okay,
Absolutely.
so it wasn't some pack pull thing. It was just they were just off.
First Topps card.
There's probably people that own 52 Topps Mantles that wanted that. But this is so nice.
So here's a card that is not inexpensive. So when I bought this card not long ago, I simply looked up the cert number. I had some other people look at it with me that I trusted their opinion. I tried to find out the history and the provenance of that card.
Right.
Whose hands have it been through? And it's been through some pretty big dealers' hands over the years, none of which have been associated with any of the scandal that's going on right now. And that's all you can do to protect, honestly, that's,
right.
I don't know what else to do. It's been graded, it's in an old flip. A flip is just the part where it describes the card.
The label,
the label itself,
it's changed over the years. Like the new labels have,
there's the new one.
Have a hologram on them, and they've got some different stuff on there.
Those don't.
But people, a lot of collectors like the old flips because, theoretically speaking, they were back before a lot of this new high-end card doctrine was going on.
Stuff
right,
going
right,
on,
exactly.
It's been happening since the dawn of baseball cards.
If I had a card that I had graded that I have suspicion to think, if I see the serial number come out on blowout as being something that's potentially been doctored or has for sure been doctored, because they will literally show you visual evidence of new corners on it or new edges, I think I would just contact the grading company and see what they can do. I feel like if you are able to plead a good enough case that the grading company's reputation is strong enough and is important enough to them to where I would think they would be able to work something out, but I've fortunately never had to do that.
Fortunately, I have not either. So it's a good question.
But you know what? I bet we won't find any doctored card in these packs. So
let's hope not.
Let's open some packs. I mean,
okay, let's
see.
All this stuff.
Let me make sure you got the same amount. Okay. All right. So we have 1983 Topps baseball wax packs here. If you've been watching the show for a while, you know I've had horrible luck. I haven't pulled any of the big three rookies. You have Tony Gwynn, Wade Boggs, Ryan Sandberg. I haven't pulled any of them. So I'm hoping the luck will change today. We've got, like
5 apiece?
Yeah, 10 total packs.
Yeah.
Good luck,
pretty good odds. Good luck. Good luck. Pretty good odds.
Last time we opened packs together was at the card show, the Dallas Card Show, and we pulled that sweet Ricky Henderson second year.
1981 Topps, yes.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
I remember.
That graded a 9. I don't know if I ever told you.
No,
I got it
you
graded,
did not.
which is real. That 81 Topps set is notorious for being tough on centering, but. Okay, let's see here.
Okay,
so make sure to show any hits to that camera. Got the Tim Raines.
Nope, nothing yet.
Got a Pete Rose. Would you put Pete Rose in the Sports Card YouTube Hall of Fame?
In the YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
No, why would
in your Hall of Fame? Oh no.
Why would he be in the? He should be in the Baseball Hall of Fame.
I'm just wondering if you'd make an exception for him, or if he's,
would we allow
if he's
it in?
also
I gotcha.
banned from the YouTube Sports Card Hall.
There is no restrictions for gambling or PEDs or.
Okay.
God.
That was a joke. If you haven't seen the episode with Mike and I talking about his YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame. He hosts this on the Baseball Collector YouTube channel. You should definitely check that out.
Is that the Randy Johnson we're looking for? He wasn't playing yet.
He's got a nice mustache.
He wasn't playing yet. Not the Hall of Famer Randy Johnson.
Right. I like the scratcher, the win a trip to the World Series.
Yeah, I think that happened. Who won the '83 World Series?
That was, man, I don't even know. That's a good question.
It was the Orioles and, gosh darn it, I can't remember. The Orioles won because Rick Dempsey won the MVP.
Oh, nice.
'83 World Series MVP, but I don't remember who they played.
Man,
maybe the Phillies. I should know that. How can we not know that?
If we only had
that's
a little computer in our pockets that could tell us the answer to any question.
Correct. I love these super veteran cards because it showed a player from their early years of playing. You're going to be angry at me at this next card.
Oh no! Wait, I'm not angry. I'm happy because you've officially broken the 1983 product streak with the Wade Boggs rookie.
Wade Boggs rookie.
Nice, Mike.
That should be sleeved up.
Yeah, heck yeah. That's well done.
God, there's another super veteran.
This is why I had you on to
Fergie
open
Jenkins.
these.
Orioles over Phillies.
Thank you. Orioles over Phillies. Oh, so the early Cal Ripken days, he won a World Series.
He did. That was his
That's
second year, I guess. Right?
Yep.
I love the trash that.
Man, we go through a lot of trash on this show.
That can be construed
It's a trashy
so
show.
many ways.
Yeah, there is. I'm not scared to dumpster dive.
All right.
Okay, man, if we hit 2 of the 3, that would be the ultimate.
That would be cool.
You got the hot hand over there.
Tug McGraw, Father 2.
Tim, the crime dog?
Tim McGraw.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. How did I not know that?
Hey, always sharing, always learning.
Yeah. Yo and hello.
Yo and hello. Oh, I love this card. Okay. I just got one of these in a PSA 9, and I love it because I love the sunglasses. I mean, how cool does Reggie look?
He's just a cool operator, man.
He looks like his days from, what was that movie he was in? From the File of Police Squad.
Reggie Jackson was in Police Squad Naked Gun?
Yeah.
He was?
Naked Gun, the first one. Or the second one, 33 and a half.
Wait, that's O.J. Simpson.
Okay, the second one, Rich Jackson.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. He was actually playing Reggie Jackson.
He was
that's
on the field. He turned into a robot.
Enrico Palazzo was the. Yeah,
that's right.
Okay, so I got a couple good cards here. I got Johnny Bench.
Ooh, that's a good one.
And then a Cal Ripken. Speaking of Cal Ripken, second year card. That's a dope card. Dope meter.
Well, Paul Molitor, Hall of Famer.
Thanks God.
Lots of Hall of Famers, actually.
They picked up quite a bit. Okay, I did not pull a big rookie.
Are you done? All right,
I'm done.
one more.
Yeah, you can still do this.
We're looking for, we got Boggs, so we need
Gwynn or Sandberg.
Or Sandberg, okay. At least we know these aren't searched.
Yes, yeah, not doctored.
Not doctored.
Not doctored, not searched.
I'm trying, man. I'm
You can do it.
throwing the-
Let's see.
Steve Balboni,
Bye Balboni.
Don Sutton. Lots of super veteran cards. Oh, there's another one.
Hey man, that's all right. I'm excited we hit the bog. So let's show this one more time, Mike. Please do the honors.
Okay, so we got the Wade Boggs 83 Topps rookie card. Looks in really good shape.
And heck, we got to see a Mickey Mantle rookie. That's the first time I've ever held a Mickey Mantle rookie in my hand, so that's pretty cool.
Well, I'm glad you got it.
Thank you for sharing, sir. Thank you for coming by and jumping on with us. And we'll have you back here soon, I'm sure.
Lots of fun. Thanks,
All right,
guys.
See you next time. Hey guys, thanks for checking out another episode. Make sure to subscribe to PackGeek on YouTube. Also check us out on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Thanks.
PackGeek.